Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, we're going to be finishing off the newly revealed army box by crit bashing and converting a wolf priest. Now to start this one off, I'm actually using the Honored of the Chapter kit and taking the chaplain out of that kit. Using this one I think is very easy, and I even used some of the Space Rules Codex where they already converted one to have as a muse. Jumping right into it, looking at how this guy went together, trying to get an idea of what I wanted to do with it, where I wanted to go. I think I was going to use a lot of the same similar bits that the conversion in the Space Wolves Codex did, but wanted to add a couple other extra bits. So you'll see here, I got quite a few things on my table that I'm interested in using, trying to understand the pose and how that all fit together. Once I kind of had an idea, I started playing around with some things. I ended up 3D printing some pieces for this, which I'll touch on later in the video. And then I also have another video coming up soon that'll focus just on FDM 3D printed bits for conversions and kit bashes. But really, I'm just going to lay the land, and then I'll start with starting to cut off and trim off a lot of the excess details and pieces of decoration and things that I did not want on the finished model. Once I got the tower art cleaned up, I had to figure out how to put more trinkets or reliquaries back on there. So I started to look for something, and I found this kit. This in the old Grey Hunter's Blood Claws kit. It's a string or belt of trinkets and runes and things. So I used that, and it ended up covering up some of the harder to reach or harder to clean up areas of that tabard that were a little bit messy. With most of the model cleaned up, I could then start adding a lot of the Kitbash or conversion parts onto it. Added a little wolf tail or wolf fur tuft to the bottom of the Crozius. And then I ended up going with this 3D printed shoulder pad that I printed. Had to use a little bit of green stuff to fill in where that peg goes on that shoulder. But in the end, I think I really like it. It's got a really good little skull and some teeth on it, and then some runes up on the molding. For the backpack, I ended up using a piece from Grey Tide Studios. It's a resin 3D printed bit. It's got some trophies and some fur pieces on it, and I think it's going to look really nicely, or go along nicely with the Wolf Priest theme. Lastly here, I put on part from the Space Wolves upgrade sprue. It's a rune necklace that you can also see, or they used in the conversion in the Space Wolves Codex. Lastly, I wanted to add a vambrace here, just for some extra conversions. I ended up using a Grey Tide Studio vambrace cover piece, armor piece, and basically just trying to trim down the vambrace that was there with the skull on it, and then added that onto it. So I ended up 3D printing some heads off. They are kind of the wolf priest, wolf skull heads. I think they turned out really good for being FDM 3D printed, uh, and I think it fits with the overall model. I am interested to see how it ends up painting up. I am gonna hopefully prime this guy and paint him soon, but this is kind of the final result. Hope you guys like it. If you do, please like and subscribe. I have a couple more videos, another short one coming up, fixing my Wolfguard battle leader that I did in the previous video with a couple of FDM 3D printed bits, and then I have a good video on FDM 3D printed bits to help convert a kill team. So stay tuned for that, and once again, thanks very much for watching.